No, I want to do an impression real quick.
Okay.
You know what that is?
No.
That's a plane landing on the landing strip.
Oh boy. Yeah, exactly. It's the tail marking reads Chris's dick. Jesus Christ.
All right, Chris, pull it together.
Hey, I was ready to move on. You took it back to the pictures. Now I'm back looking at the pictures.
Right.
I got to stop it. Holy cow. All right, so Super Bowl party. I was not in the best of mood.
Sure.
When the party after the whole dumping breakup. I guess it wouldn't be a breakup. We only went out twice, but just that never leaves you in a really good mood.
Okay.
So I did what I always do and started drinking.
So this I should play Jesse James, The Secret to the Bottle.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely losing that battle. I'm
Okay.
losing the battle of the bottle.
Wow.
That's for damn sure. I've been drinking a ton lately. And this was no exception. This was probably the worst exception. So yeah, by 11 o'clock, I was already pouring them in.
11 a.m.?
11 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not like I was drinking beers. I started right with the screwdrivers.
Now, let me ask you something, and this is going to sound derailing your story here.
Yeah.
And, knowing that you've been on this real health kick thing and you've been, really good at losing the weight and everything.
Yeah.
Orange juice is really fattening.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on that when you're mixing screwdrivers and drinking a lot of them, as you say?
Oh, well, believe me, it ain't a lot of orange juice.
Okay. It's like have a little orange juice with your vodka.
It's flavoring. It's not even a 50-50.
Okay.
It's definitely more like a 70-30 vodka to...
Right. It's just to put a little coloring in it.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, it's damn near a vodka shot with like a spritz of something.
Sure. Well, speaking of vodka shots, and let's go back to an older show.
Okay.
Have you seen or heard from the other girl that you were doing straight vodka shots on Christmas Eve with?
I have. Yeah, a couple of times.
Uh-huh.
We're still talking. We're still good.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens there.
And you basically will only visit her home in the summertime when flip-flops are just required?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Park on her grass. So
right.
I don't walk on any gravel.
Exactly. All right. Well, go ahead. So Super Bowl, and you're starting to drink by 11 a.m.
Yeah. So by the time I know I had told you this, but I don't think I talked about it on the air. I have a friend named John, who and not that John, a different John, who is a chef.
Okay.
And I had asked him, he loves to cook, and I'm big into the cooking right now. So I asked him to come and cook, and let's have some like really good food with this party, not
Sure.
just fucking burgers and hot dogs or
And
whatever.
Doritos.
Yeah, exactly. So I had him come, and he made some special sauces so we could make some specialty wings and some, we did a lot of cooking. We made some homemade chili with, like all kinds of weird shit in it. Like the weirdest thing being tequila, some kind of a tequila chili. Yeah,
Right.
It was fucking good.
Right.
But I mean, we just did a lot of cooking ahead of time. Well, needless to say, I'm pounding drinks the whole time. And just getting more and more loopy.
How about your friend? Was he pounding drinks, or was he staying straight so he could cook properly?
He was cooking properly, I guess. I'm going to tell you, I lost track of who was doing what fast. And what ends up happening is, by the time it gets to be about 3 o'clock or so, when people start showing up, I've already got 4 hours of alcohol abuse in me. So I am pretty loaded at this point. And, everybody's coming in. And then I'll blame you for this. My friend Steve, who delivers me my new Vice, this homemade sangria,
Right.
shows up with 3 gallons of it.
Oh, boy. So you start diving in.
Oh, I dove head first into that.
Did you just tell him just to dump it in the bathtub so you could swim in it?
Yeah, pretty much. Because from the way it's been explained to me, I drank 1 of those gallons myself.
Oh, my good. Wow.
I was plowed, dude. So I don't remember any of the football game. Not the kickoff, not the lights being out, not the score. Not a play. Don't remember any football at all. None. I do remember, though, that I, for the first time in 25 years, allegedly found my way back to the weed.
Okay.
And when I say I found my way back, all the way back. It's not like I hit a joint.
Okay.
It's like someone had a bowl and I hit it, I think, 9 or 10 times. It just was completely drunk and high and a mess.
So you were basically doing an Aussie, flying high again.
Wow. And literally scared me. I won't lie and say it scared me, dude, that I was, without smoking any pot in fucking forever to just go that far in.
Sure.
And I was ready for more. By the end of the party, I was asking people if they had Coke at their house and was ready to just fucking go way off the deep end.
So you were ready to go off the rails, as Rudy Sarzo would say.
Exactly. I was just ready to deep end dive all the way back.
Wow.
Dude, it was ridiculous. So I woke up on Monday morning, just a mess. I mean, just a total mess.
Now, where were your house guests? Did everybody leave, or were you home alone, or what happened?
Everybody my kids were here, but I mean, my boys were here.
But all your house guests were gone.
They were all gone.
Okay.
I, on the other hand, was a disaster. I was just so messed up. And I'm walking around the house, and there's food that I don't remember coming into the house. There's drinks, there's wine spilled everywhere, all over the fucking house. I have a foosball table. It's now red because of wine that was spilled all over it. Wine in the living room, the kitchen, my office, just everywhere. And I know who spilled all the wine was me. I know for a fact it was me running around the house all drunk and fucking stumbly.
Right.
Just fucking spilling wine and shit everywhere. So, needless to say, I cleaned this up, and I'm like, all right, time for me to fucking stop this whole nonsense,
Sure.
Clean it up. I'm not going to go back down the fucking pot path because I just can't. I'm too old for that shit, and, not that I'm anti-pot. To be honest, I'm very pro-pot, and not just because I smoked it recently.
Right.
But I've always been pro-pot. I think it's stupid that it's illegal. I'd much rather ride with somebody that's high than drunk.
Right.
But regardless of that, I went, cleaned everything up, get going through my week. And you know this. You even didn't hear from me at all this week. I actually finally bore down and got really serious about my job again.
Sure.
After a long time, I had like 2 or 3 19-hour days this week where I just really bore into my job. But then comes Thursday, and my other friend John calls me, and he's like, yeah, let's go. He had like movie passes or some shit that we didn't even end up using. But we hooked up, and we were supposed to go to the movies to see that, 21 and over or whatever?
Yeah, a party movie.
Yeah, we were going to go see that. And then, me and him got to talking and got to drinking, and then we never went, to the movies. Instead we start drinking and whatnot. Well, he lives right next to a bar, okay?
Sure.
And for whatever reason, when I got out of the car, I dropped my wallet next to my car. And I went to pay the bill when it was time to go at the bar, and I didn't have my wallet. So I had to walk back over to go get my wallet. And it's literally next door. I walk over. I start walking back. I slip on the fucking black ice. Fucked up my leg. Something fierce.
Wow.
High ankle sprain. I can barely walk now. It's just a mess.
Sure.
And it's like, again, the drinking fucking leaves me leveled.
Right.
Because probably not going to be slipping if I'm sober.
Sure.
But instead I'm doing fucking double shots of Rumpelmans in some bar.
Right.
Just getting loopy and then falling. And I did. I went right down like a clown. Boop, on my ass.
Now, do you like your Rumpelmans frozen?
I do.
Yeah.
I very much do. But and that's like what he likes to drink. Me, I don't care. I mean, Rumpelmans, it kind of tastes like NyQuil to me.
Well, it's kind of like Goldschlager.
Yeah. Yeah, except it doesn't cost $18 a shot.
Right.
Like stupid Goldschlager is expensive as shit.
I got a bottle and a half in the refrigerator.
Do you?
Yeah.
Hey, next time I'm out, no.
It's been in there for 2 years.
Really?
I like it now and again, but I haven't touched it in a long time. I got a brand new bottle, unopened.
Yeah, it's good, but I cannot imagine tying one on with that stuff. Can you?
No,
I mean,
just a couple. Just a couple is fine, but if you drink any more than that, for me personally, it just gives me a major headache.
Yeah, I just don't like the taste enough.
Well, it's like liquid chewing gum.
Yeah, it's a little much. I'm not a sweet guy. I truthfully like more, like a vodka or a gin or something like that. That's got a little more of an alcohol taste and less of a candy taste.
Sure.
Well,
before you continue with your stories here, I need to play your bumper.
I have a bumper?
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'm learning on the fly, I guess. You're in a mall, you're walking down the thing, you think some chick is hot. You do the ring scan, no ring. You go right up to her and say, hey, sweetie, pumpkin, sweet tits, darling sweetie. Yeah, why don't you give me some wings there, licorice tits? Mead wench. Bring me another beer, sweet tits. Cunt, whore, and anal bitch. Get me some wings, fucky. What's up, sweetie? What's shaking bacon? Wow. 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 Those are the nicest tits I've seen. Sweetie, get me a beer. Come on, pumpkin. Yeah, now, cunt. What a nice set of titties, though. Holy smokes. Stupid whore face. Ma'am? Sugar tits. I like sugar tits. Sugar tits and candy pants. Oh, why don't you bring me a beer there, droopy drawers? Want to give me the condiments there on candy pants? 36C. Yeah, that's got to be at least 36C. No doubt that's 36C. Got to be 36C, 36D. What are you doing tomorrow?
There you go.
What are you doing tomorrow?
It's Superfly-akin.
I love that. My world is a mess.
They love get me some wings, fucky.
Look at Angel of Death. I'd like to be included in Chris's bumper, or my tits at least. Believe me, your tits are part of that bumper. All that stuff where I'm going, oh my God, and those are spectacular. That's all about them, isn't it?
Yep.
That's what that was about, was that first set of pictures.
I love it.
Man, she's spectacular. Anyway, so I dorked up my leg on Thursday. Now, that caused a problem because I had plans for the whole weekend this weekend.
Right.
On Friday, I had plans to be out with John and his brother Adam and Stephanie.
Sure.
And then that led into this morning where I took Stephanie's son Dominic to the range to go shoot my rifle, my assault rifle.
Sure.
So, needless to say, I had plans that were going to be with me on my feet for the whole freaking weekend. And now I got a leg that I can hardly stand up on, which that doesn't suck or anything, right?
No.
But, and you know me, it ain't like I'm going to A, put my leg up and rest, or B, go to the doctor. I'm just not going to do that. That's what I do. And I didn't. I just went for it yesterday. Go do our thing at John's place. We start pounding drinks. I brought with me a half gallon of vodka and a half gallon of rum.
What kind of vodka?
Shitty.
Just
fucking rot gut.
Some low shelf stuff.
Paramount.
Okay.
Paramount vodka and Paramount rum.
You didn't go for the Grey Goose this time.
No, I went for truthfully, it was just stuff I had left over from the Super Bowl party.
Right.
But these were 2 unopened half gallons. So I took a gallon of that with me. And, we start knocking back drinks.
Sure.
Big time. And John will drink with me as long as he can.
Right.
But, he can't. But he'll go as long as he can with me. And he can pour them back, too. So we're all going and we're partying and whatnot. And it gets to be, 3 in the morning or whatever. And somehow, as always happens when there's alcohol involved, the fight argument breaks out, right?
Oh, boy.
So, and it's between the brothers. They fucking start yelling at each other, and I'm like ready to go to sleep. And they're screaming at each other, and I'm like trying to put on headphones and ignore it, but it ain't working. So I go walking into the room where they're at, and I can barely stand up at this fucking point. And I try to get between them, and I push Adam away, and he like takes a shot at me, to which, I fucking just leveled him. Just grabbed him by his head and took him straight down.
Even though you were pretty well soused by that time.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter. I still was militarily trained.
Sure.
I still know how to fight.
Right.
And he's like 160 pounds wet. So me grabbing him and flinging him down and diving on top of him, that was the end of that. And I did. I knocked his ass down. And then John come over trying to break it up. And then I started breaking up his fucking apartment. Broke up some furniture, broke up some candles.
Now, why am I envisioning the scene in the movie Borat where Borat's assistant was jerking off to the Pam Anderson magazine?
Well, it was more, I don't know that it was like that scene as much as just some fucking drunken douchebag just breaking furniture to fucking make a point.
Right.
And that's where that ended.
Nice.
And then me and John ended up talking till like 6 or 7 in the morning to calm everything fucking back down.
That was this morning?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I finally went to bed at 6, had to get up at 8 o'clock to go to the range. I had to get up at 8:30 so we could be out by 9 to get to the range right when they opened at 10.
Sure.
Because I had other things to do today. So needless to say, I'm on 2 hours of sleep.
Right. Well, Lawyer Fred is exiting the building.
Why?
He's done in. He's done in.
Good. Tell him thanks for that whole hour he gave. Real friend he is. 3 years, 1 hour. Thanks, buddy.
Lawyer Fred is exiting the building.
All right. Well, it's good to have Fred on the show for a minute.
See you, Fred.
See you, Fred. Next time we got an extra 5 minutes, we'll call for you.
All right. He's out the door.
All right. Awesome.
All right. Go ahead.
But no, so... I went to the range today, and that was fun. Dude, that I will say this. For anybody that wants a cheap assault rifle, that Mossberg 22 is the bomb.
Nice.
Dude, this thing shoots like a BB gun.
Really?
Man, Stephanie's son is 11 years old.
Sure.
And we had him shooting that thing, and it was not even recoiling him.
Nice.
At all. It's just like, doo, 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 shoot. I mean, it shoots 22s, which are small. So.
Yeah, right.
Has no coil at all. But, this thing has no kick.
Yeah.
It's like a BB gun. Just a nice handling gun. So we went and we did that today, and then I ended up doing my thing and whatnot, and finally got to doing the show. But it's been quite the weekend, man. And then tomorrow I got Steak-a-Palooza tomorrow. Going to go eat a fucking ton of steak tomorrow.
Nice.
Fun.
That sounds almost tempting to drive over for.
Well, dude, that's gonna be good, man. A lot of steak, a lot of good food, and my friend Steve, he always has like really fresh vegetables and shit, and it's gonna be good eats. It's not gonna be fucking $5 a case hamburgers.
Right.
It's gonna be really good steaks and really good food around it. So. But yeah, I had my typical drunken, violent weekend this week.
Well, what are you going to do for entertainment since football's over?
I don't even know yet, man. Hopefully not drink.
So you're going to go have some good food and then what?
I don't know. You know what, dude? This is always that hard weekend.
Sure.
That first week after the football season is always hard, man. And it's like, here in Cleveland, now everybody's talking about the Cavs. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less about a team that's 13-50 or whatever they are.
Right.
I just don't care about, and not because they're bad, but just because I'm not a basketball guy anyway. And when they're not winning, I'm even less of a one.
I went to a few Bulls games here in the Chicago area.
Yeah.
The only thing entertaining about the game is their cheerleaders, the Lovables.
The Lovables.
The Lovables, and believe me, they are lovable. They are like a whole troop of angel of deaths.
Oh, I like it.
So, outside of that, not a fan, but I would go watch them.
Yeah, I mean, the whole basketball thing, for me anyway, when I'm watching all the basketball today, they just don't play good basketball.
Right.
And that's why I don't really like the NBA basketball that much. And I'm not a college sports fan at all of anything, but I think I would watch college basketball over pro basketball.
Right.
Pro basketball, I mean, if you look at every team, they got one or two really good players and a bunch of scrubs that nobody gives a shit about. And and the refs call everything for the superstars, and so they don't play team basketball. It's just feed the ball to LeBron James or Kevin Garnett or the dude from the Thunder, Kevin Durant. And those guys do their thing, and nobody's allowed to touch them, or else they get called for a foul. So it sucks. It's not good basketball.
Right.
So not a huge fan. I know everybody keeps saying hockey. You know what? If there was any kind of good hockey here, I know we have like some minor league hockey team, the Lake Erie Monsters or something.
Lake Erie Monsters?
I think that's the name of the team, the Lake Erie Monsters.
Nice.
And, it's not on TV. I hate to say it, but I know that sounds lame, but have you ever watched hockey?
Yes, absolutely. I love the Penguins.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I've watched it a few times. I grew up, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents in Rhode Island, and my grandfather was a huge Bruins fan.
Sure.
So, when he would take me to a game or two here and there, and I would watch it when I was there with him, and I'd watch on TV and whatnot. But I never understood the game. It's like sometimes, they hit I know there's something about you can only hit the puck across so many lines, but they don't seem to call that all the time. And, if there's like nobody to catch the pass, then they don't call it. And I don't understand the rules, I guess.
Right.
Enough to watch hockey. I would bet if I would. And also it's a horrendous television sport.
Sure.
I mean, basically you're watching a camera zooming around trying to find where the fucking puck is. It's just not a good TV sport.
Right.
So, I don't know. I'd like to watch hockey. I'd like to have anything to do at this point during the year because I'm a sports guy and there's no sport to watch.
Right. Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
I just want to ask Chris, since he missed the whole goddamn thing, how about them Ravens?
You know what, man? I hope Jeff beats you with his swollen Mundingo dick. That's what I hope.
You nasty fucker. Are you still pissed off because they left Cleveland?
Yes.
They left Cleveland, they went to a better place, and they won. How about that?
Yep. That's what Indy said, too.
How many Super Bowls in Cleveland? None.
That's what Indy said, too. Indy was happy to steal your team in its Super Bowl, too.
Shit. I think in honor of the Ravens and in honor of Chris's current predicament, I think we need to hear some kicks.
Kicks.
Baltimore band, how about some sex? Because it's a song about not getting any, like Chris.
Right.
Jeez.
Wow. Coming out of the gate swinging tonight, Chris.
I know, I'm getting pounded here. But at least I'm getting sexy pictures. I'll have to settle for that tonight.
Big deal. They probably ain't even her.
I don't know. I'm pretty convinced they are.
I'm pretty convinced they are. And if they're not, then it's somebody that took a whole lot of pictures. And I'm happy to see those as well.
It's called a porn site.
No, it's pretty in-home stuff.
These are definitely taken in the house. These are not professional shots.
It's called amateur porn.
No, these aren't. I'm telling you, they're not.
Okay, you can have it.
I want it. I'm taking it.
But I actually have a gun question for Chris.
Okay.
Okay, I got...
Where'd he go?
One of those letters to the editor, one of these old creeps that write letters to the editor all the time. And he said in this letter that the AR-15 is, quote, nothing more than a varmint gun with a different stock.
Okay.
Is that true?
A varmint gun with a different stock?
Do you know anybody that goes out to shoot squirrels with a varmint?
So he's just saying, I don't agree with that. No, it's a much, I mean, to call it a quote-unquote varmint gun, that basically, a varmint gun is basically just a fucking shotgun, really.
That's like what you take to the dump to shoot rats with.
Yeah, and I mean, an AR-15 is a pretty, pretty nice weapon, actually.
It's not really for hunting, is it?
I don't know if you're hunting rhinoceros or something, maybe.
Moose, something big. Okay.
Something big. I mean, you're not going to take it out there to squirrel hunt or rabbit hunt or something. I mean, if you're shooting big deer, yeah, it's a one and done hit. I mean, that's the thing. It's hard to describe with guns because, like, I have an assault rifle, and and people want to look them up. They can look them up. My assault rifle's a Mossberg 22. My handgun is a Taurus Judge, and Neely, I know you've seen the Judge.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt in anybody's mind, if I was looking to do damage to something, my handgun will do a hell of a lot more damage than my assault rifle will. A hell of a lot more.
What makes it an assault rifle then?
Is the number of rounds it holds and the fact that it's automatic? It's
a semi-automatic. You can't be automatic streetwise legally. So it's a semi-automatic. You know, I mean, literally, I should put it up on Facebook. This picture of, I'd have to ask Stephanie first, of her son today, like a video of him knocking down 10 rounds in a second and a half, just and they're gone. You know, and that's what makes it an assault rifle, as well as the layout of it and the aiming, the aiming ability of it versus a handgun where you're just looking down your arm and shooting. You know, you can get a much more accurate aim with an assault rifle, and you can hit things at a further distance. That's what basically classifies it as an assault rifle. You know, versus like a shotgun, where a shotgun, you can shoot from a distance, but ultimately you're not going to aim really, really well with a shotgun. You know, you're just going to look over the barrel and you're going to hope. That's how that works. So, but I don't know. My Judge shoots bigger rounds than my assault rifle, and goddamn, if you get hit with that Judge, you are dead. Period. If you got hit with my 22, you could probably get hit 2 or 3 times, and if they don't hit your heart or your brain, you're going to live. You'll be all right.
So the Judge is one of those do-you-feel-lucky guns?
It's a little bit different than that. It's kind of like a handheld shotgun almost.
It shoots shotgun rounds. It shoots 410s.
Yeah, it shoots a 410 shell.
Yeah, which is big, which is very big.
For a handgun.
But the Judge doesn't look big like a Dirty Harry 357, like a 357 Magnum. You know, it's a small gun. It's only as big as my hand. It only weighs like 2 pounds, but my God, it is a hand cannon. You know, but I think if you saw me coming down the street, one with the Taurus with the Judge and one with the assault rifle, you'd be more scared of the rifle. The rifle's more about the appearance.
This has been Firearms Today.
Right.
Exactly.
Brought to you by the National Rifle Association.
We're very topical on this show.
That's right.
Fuck you, pal.
And he's out.
Nice. But no, so that was pretty much my weekend.
Wow.
I didn't tell you, but until tomorrow, I can't post it. Until tomorrow night, I can't post anything on Facebook. Did I tell you that?
No.
Fucking stupid John. He gets midway through our drunken rampage last night, he gets the idea that it would be funny to fucking take a picture of his ball bag and fucking post it on my Facebook page, and gets my goddamn Facebook page suspended for a day.
Okay.
I was like, what the hell? So the worst part is I come in and, to my phone to check Facebook this morning, and it says that I'm all locked out. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So I ask him, and he's like, oh, yeah, it's funny. I was like, yeah, it's funny until my fucking account got suspended, you dickhead.
Right.
That's tied to, all my businesses and everything else. The CMS page, sure. My Akin IT page, all my businesses. I mean, he didn't post on those, but he posted on my personal page, and they suspended my access to everything. So, needless to say, then I have to go through this process with Facebook when I got in front of a computer where, I go in and they say, you posted this picture, which would violate their terms of service. So then I get a fucking full screen size picture of John's ball bag that I got to look at and fucking say, no, I understand that this is inappropriate.
Right.
Really?
Look at Angel of Death. I'm flicking my bean.
Could you shoot a little video? Could you take a little bit of video, Angel? Just a little?
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. So, yeah. So, the Spreaker stuff. For people that go to the CMS page, usually to find the Spreaker stuff, you're going to have to go straight to Spreaker tomorrow. Or wait until about 8 or 9 o'clock when I can post it.
Sure.
When I'm off suspension.
Right.
What a dick.
Nice.
So, yeah, that was my weekend. Fun as always.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yep.
Well, look at you, Mr. Aiken. You just got, it's an adventure every day.
Yeah, it really is, and I need to slow that down a little bit.
Look at Angel of Death. You are ridiculous, Chris.
She knows I love her.
Nice. Good.
Yeah. But, yeah, so that's that, and that is that.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have any good tales to tell this week. I've just been, doing the normal same old.
Well, this week I have to do the same old. I'm not making any plans for next weekend. I have got to get my work done.
Sure.
I'm gonna end up having to fold my damn business because I can't get nothing done. And then I have to go work for some fucking douche nozzle that I don't want to. So
right,
I got to make it work.
Exactly. That's enough motivation for me.
Yeah. Well, and I have been working a ton. I mean, I definitely took a lot of time off, but I'm not sad about my divorce anymore, so it's time to work.
Right.
I'm stop being such a bitch.
Well, with all that activity going on, it's hard to believe that you could be sad anymore.
Oh, I'm not. I mean, there's moments. Dude, there's like I tell everybody, there's definitely moments where you have that fucking tweak,
Sure.
where you hear some song or see something on TV or something that reminds you of something. It's like, ugh, I really did fuck this up a little bit now, didn't I?
Well, you know what? It works both ways.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I know. I mean, I can think it all I want, but believe me, the thought of, man, I need to fix that is no longer there.
Sure.
It's not there at all. I as I told her very recently, it's not that anything is broken. It's now that it's fixed.
Right.
Because we were broken, and now we're fixed. And what we had to do to fix was to not be with each other. So
right.
But there are definitely, I mean, dude, you fucking, everybody told me when this all started that it would be a year or more.
Oh, yeah.
Before I would be completely done with this bullshit.
Sure.
And, for the most part, I think I am pretty much done with it because I cried like a baby for fucking months. But, now it's like, okay, is what it is. And I'm having fun and, happy. And even though this whole dating thing is somewhat of a fucking nightmare, it's still kind of fun.
Right.
That's the fun. That's the weird part about it is I tell all these stories that sound fucking sucky, but at the same time, it's still kind of fun. I mean, in reality, last week, what did I do? I went out with a chick a couple times, kind of dug her, got my dick sucked. It was fucking good. I mean, how is that bad?
What's the chances she's actually tuned in and listening tonight?
I would say none because I have gotten no texts.
Right.
I would think that if I'm talking this way about it tonight, my phone would be lighting up.
You would think.
So I've got to, believe me, she's done.
All right.
She's definitely done.
All right, man. Well, I say we take a short break and we come back and do some anime girl. Anime girl. And you say the dad makes fun of her now?
He makes fun of her going,
really?
Yeah.
I wonder if that just comes from us or if he's just recognized it now.
I think it's got to come. Dude, I honestly think this is the last one that they posted. And I think the date was November 29th. And I know that we did one or two anime girls before that.
Oh, yeah. We did one way back in like August or September.
When I came to Chicago.
Yeah.
That was the first time we did it. It was when I was in Chicago. That was in September.
Right.
So yeah. So I got to think that at this point they've heard it. and you'll have to hear it, but he's like, he says something to the effect of, that's not even a noise. What is that?
You got to wonder.
I think he might have heard us.
Wow.
I don't know.
Well, you never know. All right. Well, I'll give you your choice of tunage.
All right. Anything I want?
Sure.
How about the last tune, and I can't remember the name of it, on Death Angel, The Art of Dying.
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's a whole CD is great.
Yeah. And
In fact, I think that's the first time we ever had Death Angel on the show.
What's that?
That's the first time we had Death Angel on the show.
Yeah, and didn't we do that the first time? Was it the Brave Words of Bloody Knuckles Festival?
No, that was actually the second time. But you were there live, and you brought him on the show live. Rob
Oswego or whatever his name is.
Right. And wasn't Doro there too?
Doro was there. God Dethroned was. That was a funny night because did I ever tell that story? I don't think I did. I was at that show, and Bill Peters was like a co-sponsor of it or whatnot.
Sure.
So he had asked me, they had a whole bunch of people lined up to do introductions of bands, and I was one of the people that was asked to do an intro. And they obviously the guys from Brave Words were there, Martin Popoff,
Mitch LaFon,
the people, Metal Tim,
sure.
And so they, of course, were going to do all the biggest name bands,
right?
The headliners and whatnot. But there was a bunch of us guys that were supporters and whatnot that, knew the Brave Words folks and obviously worked with Bill a lot, that were asked to do some stuff. And one of my favorite death metal bands was then and is now this band called Cataclysm.
Okay.
Love me some Cataclysm. That is like the best death metal band ever. So they were playing the festival, and they asked me what band I wanted to do. And I was I'll do the intro for Cataclysm. So I was like, okay, cool. So Cataclysm gets ready to go on, and they ask me to get up there and introduce them. And I do my normal thing where I just start berating the crowd. I'm like, what's up, you faggots? You ready for some poison?
Right.
And I just get them all, everybody booing and, raising up and throwing shit. And I started bad-mouthing Metallica. I don't remember what the cause was, but it was right at 2005 or whatever. So I forget what album was out at that point from Metallica, but it was some bad one like S&M or something.
Right.
And I'm beating the shit out of that. And I'm trying to get people, my thought process in my head was, why would you listen to this shitty music now when you've got better stuff here like Cataclysm? And, that was going to be the big old, build up to it and then scream their name and then they'll come in and fucking destroy the room.
Right.
Well, needless to say, what I didn't know in the whole thing was that Brave Words was in the process of negotiating an interview with Metallica.
Oh, boy.
And, of course, this thing was being broadcast. This was one of those earlier, one of those real early webcasts.
Sure.
So this thing is being webcast. They're negotiating a deal with Metallica to do a story. And here I am on their broadcast going, Metallica sucks. I got the whole crowd chanting, Metallica sucks.
Wow.
And so I come off the stage. The guys from Cataclysm loved it. They were like, that's the shit. I come off and Metal Tim and Mark Groman are like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? It's like, what? Everybody loved it.
It's like, I don't know your internal business.
Yeah, and why would I care?
Yeah, sure.
You asked me to get the crowd. I mean, what's the job of the intro person?
Yeah, you get them all pumped up and ready to rock.
Yeah, get them fired up, and then the band comes and they get an explosion between them and the audience.
Sure.
And that's what I did. But they were furious. Mark Groman was like, you'll never do anything with Brave Words again, ever.
Yeah, okay.
All right, well, that's a big threat. I wasn't doing anything with Brave Words anyway.
Yeah, that was the first time I met Jack Frost was with Groman.
Yeah, Mark's a dick.
I met him at the Revolution, and Jack Frost was hanging out with him, and that's when I first met him for the first time.
I know a lot of people like him, but he's always been kind of a douchey dickhead to me. I've met him 5-6 times. He's a good friend with Bill Peters.
Sure.
So when he's in town, Bill's out with him. And, especially when I was doing the metal show, there was a lot of times when there was a lot of interaction, between what I was doing and what Bill was doing, and Groman would be there when he was there. And just every time I ran into that dude, he was a dick. And you know me, I'm not one to say, hey, how you doing? And not say, hey, dude, you're a dick.
Right.
So me and that guy don't like each other a whole hell of a lot, but whatever. Like I care.
Well, maybe you're the dick.
Well, I always admit I am the dick. You know that.
Nice.
And Angel of Death, if you'd like proof of that, now that I've seen more pictures, I'd like to show you.
Right.
Oof.
Fantastic.
All right, well, play some music so I can look at these pictures again.
All right, and what was the Death Angel song?
Whatever the last tune is on that
It's called
album.
Word to the Wise?
Word to the Wise, the one that starts with the acoustic intro or like the acoustic guitar intro and then it blasts off in the middle.
Okay.
That's a great tune.
All right, well, we'll do a couple tunes and we'll come back. We'll do some. There we go. All right, it's Death Angel exclusively here.